Hello, welcome to your weekly dose of strength. The Bible says in the very first chapter, in the first few verses, it says that in the beginning God created the heavens and the earth was without form and void, and darkness covered the deep, and the Spirit of God moved over the face of the waters. This earth without form and void and darkness covering the deep, it has been translated by many Hebrew scholars to be what we would consider utter chaos. That the unformed, unshaped earth was in complete and utter chaos. That all the elements were chaotic, all of the science of the skies, all the science of space, all the science of the universe was chaotic until the Spirit of God moved and hovered over the deep. And when the Spirit of God moved, the chaos became order. Chaos, it is a reality of life. Chaos can't be escaped. We're all touched by it. We're all affected by the chaos. Life can be chaotic. Disappointments come, things go the opposite direction that we had hoped, and chaos ensues. Whether it's chaos that rampages our communities through violence and through crime, or whether it is the chaos of gangs that pop up in our areas and neighborhoods and rob our children of their innocence and rob our homes of their property and rob our communities of their value. Maybe it is chaos that ensues in a family, and there is domestic violence, there is internal violence, or the chaos that comes on the job when the career topples and companies downsize and we're laid off or fired or let go. Or maybe it's chaos that comes in some other capacity financially. Bill collectors are calling and threatening to repossess our material possessions and foreclose on our homes and default on our loans. Or the chaos that comes when you look in the eyes of your child and you don't have food to feed them. Or the internal chaos that we feel when you're getting a diagnosis from the doctor, or you have to watch a loved one fade away to death, and the chaos of emotions and pain that grabs a hold of our heart and won't let go. Chaos is real. Chaos is normal. Chaos is a part of this life. And if you live long enough, you will not be able to escape it. Because it comes because we live in a fallen world. We live in a world where things don't end up the way you had hoped. We live in a world where things don't go as we had planned. We live in a world that is struck by disappointment, grief, and struck by pain. I'm so glad that we serve a God who is greater than the chaos. We serve a God who has power, just as he did in creating the world out of this chaotic mess and bringing it into order. The Spirit of God still hovers over life. The Spirit of God is the power of God. It is the presence of God. The Spirit of God is the authority of God. It is when God comes to bear in all of the chaos of our life, when things go wrong, when families go wrong, when health goes wrong, when relationships go wrong, when jobs go wrong, God's Spirit stronger than the chaos. The issue is, are you able to trust it? Are you able to lean on it? Are you able to depend on the Spirit of God? The Spirit of God brings order out of chaos, brings peace out of confusion, brings joy out of misery. The Spirit of God brings hope out of despair. The Spirit of God is the answer for every ill that we face. It's what the Bible says about this issue of chaos and this issue of God bringing order. It says in Psalm 46, verse 1, it says, God is our refuge and strength, a very present help in trouble. And I'd like to say a very present help in chaos. Now listen what it says. Therefore we will not fear, even though the earth is removed, Even if the mountains are carried into the middle of the sea, even if the waters of the oceans roar and they are troubled, even if the mountains shake with a swelling, there is a river whose streams shall make glad the city of our God, the holy place and the tabernacle of the Most High. God is in the midst of her. She shall not be moved. There is a river. The Spirit of God has always been symbolized by water, by a river. There is a river. There is a spirit that flows in the chaos of our life, and it brings order. I dare you to trust in that spirit. I dare you to ask God to fill you with that river and watch the chaos convert into order. I love you very much. I pray you are strengthened by the river of God's Spirit. God bless.